The piece de resistance is all original Westy, straight from the factory cabinets.
We were looking at other vans, then we noticed they had a Westy in the driveway, and we're like, that looks way too small. There's no way anyone can live in that. That's crazy.
Honestly, when we drive, we have zero rattle. So I think that's something that we're very, very proud of.
Hey, I'm Tyler.
And my name is Cora.
And we've been traveling in our 86 Westy for the past 2 years.
Come on in. So when you enter the van, the first thing that we like to show people and the first thing that people see is our spices. It's really like the only art piece we really have in the van, I would say, and I cook a lot, so it's nice to have so many different options. The piece de resistance is all original Westy, straight from the factory cabinets, which includes our stove, sink, and dish drainer. So 2-burner propane stove with a dish drainer at the top and a pop-up sink. And in the sink we normally store our kettle and a little camp pot, just because it's easy and super small. We used to have a fridge here, the original Dometic propane fridge, I think is what it is. And instead of that, we removed it and we turned it into our toiletry cabinet. So we store things like toiletries and cleaning supplies, Q-tips, our little toilet, and all of the necessities in there. Under the sink, we store things like our pantry food items, utensils, our AeroPress and stuff like that. And in the door, we store our cutting boards, which I think we got from Go Westy. Pretty unique setup there. And then in the top drawer, it's a U-shaped drawer. We have our cooking utensils, lime juice squeezer, meter, thermometers, knives, etc. So we have a 14-gallon tank and I think a 2-gallon gray water. Cool, I got that right. A 2-gallon gray water tank that we dump every so often. We are very, very water frugal, so our dishes setup is quite interesting. So we can go kind of maybe a week or so just by spraying off our dishes and washing them with our Dawn Power Wash. It's a dual combo situation, so we can go quite a long time without water or without refilling our water tank. And honestly, Tyler's the dishes doer, so maybe he's the best person to talk about that.
Yeah, so what drew us to a Westy? We were looking at other vans in the lower end of the price range. And we went and saw a couple around Orlando where we were living. And we pulled up to one, and it looked nice from the outside, but on the inside it was needed a lot of work. But then we noticed they had a Westy in the driveway, and we'd never seen one before. And we're like, that looks way too small. There's no way anyone can live in that. That's crazy. And then we checked it out, and one of us was pretty enamored with the design, and everything's very efficient in it. And then we looked up how much they cost, and we're like, that fits our price range that we want to spend. And then we also wanted to get on the road rather quickly, didn't want to have to build something out, and so this obviously comes out built. This has been built for like 30 years, so it didn't need to build it out.
It's tried and true.
Yeah, so this is our front cabin area. I'm on a swivel seat right now. Obviously it's a passenger seat when we're driving. This is where I work from almost every day. I set up my laptop and then a monitor right here. It swivels out of the way when we're not using it. There's a screw at the bottom, just pops off. My dad actually made the top. He's a pretty good woodworker. The table stand itself is standard Westfalia. Came with the van in '86. We installed this center console. We pulled it out of I want to say a 2001 Honda Odyssey, and then just bolted it to the frame or the body here. We store things underneath it. It works fine. We installed this, so for driving, we installed this CarPlay Boss audio system. Works pretty well. It just plugs in with a USB lightning cable. It is a manual, so it's a 4-speed manual. So we'll drive, first gear's almost useless. It'll get you up to about 5-10 miles an hour. And then you just row through the gears after that. It's a lot of fun. I came from an automatic and a 2005 4Runner. That was very different than this. This has a lot less power. You have to kind of baby it when you're pulling out of parking lots and that kind of stuff, because it can get pretty jerky due to the manual. So everything here is original. So it's from Germany in '86. The engine is not. I pulled that out of a 2000 Subaru Legacy. There's a company in Washington that sells a conversion kit that you swap the bell housing on your transmission, and then the transmission bolts right up to a Subaru. You do have to do like a wiring harness modification, a pretty lengthy modification. So that was a lot of fun. But we do have like oil pressure gauge, oil temperature gauge. We've got a phone mount. Everything else is original, but one thing that doesn't work, tachometer, but we do have not sure if you can see it, but there's a scan gauge up here. It tells you, plugs into an OBD2 sensor and just tells you all the engine vitals, and reads the wheel speed from a VSS kit. Yeah, so I think we kind of eased into this, into the van, living in the van. We started kind of staying at friends and family's houses while having the van kind of traveling between them. And that allowed us to ease into it. And then when we went out west for the first time, we did a lot of trusted house sitters, which is a website where you can house sit people's houses, and it's really pet sitting gigs, and allows you to stay at some nice places and just kind of take a break from living in a small space for a while. But we've warmed up to it and got more comfortable over the years.
At first, when we first moved into the van, earlier when Tyler said the only one of us was interested in our van, Lola, he meant it. I was not a big fan of Lola. I wanted something very accessible. I wanted something I can stand up in and cook. I wanted a toilet, like the life's necessities. But, she's grown on me a lot, and I do love her. The reason that we first started actually looking at traveling full-time was not only because we wanted to work remotely and see the world, but we also wanted to settle down somewhere and find a place to live, and that's obviously evolved since we started. But I have muscular dystrophy, so I want to travel and I want to see everything, and nature is not the most accessible. So traveling in Lola or another van or whatever it is gives us not only the opportunity to bond, but also the opportunity for us to see things. So it's pretty nice, and I can't imagine doing it with anyone else. Hey guys, this is where I work from all day long while Tyler sits in the passenger seat. First off, we are in couch mode, so this is where we are during the daytime. Pretty stock, pretty standard stuff. We did add a water bottle holder here, along with our fan mount for the remote. On this side, we have the original swivel table that connects to underneath the cabinet, so you can't see that, but it's pretty awesome. I have my laptop and my iPad set up here all day, and it's pretty nice to work here underneath my laptop and stuff. We have two stock cabinets. One houses our electronics mess, and underneath that is our water tank. And on this side, we store our dishes and stuff like that. Cocktail shakers, pots and pans. We also have a Uniworks design power switch mounting plate. So we have two USB ports and a 110 outlet. And then our switch for our inverter on this side as well. We use a couple of different things to organize our dishes. First off, most noteworthy, we use cheesecloth to stop the dishes from rattling. So these are cocktail shot glasses. So we also use these plate holders from IKEA. They help the plates from rattling around too much. And then the cheesecloth wrap around it kind of helps the rattle as well. So honestly, when we drive, the only thing that we hear in the van besides the engine is the Lagoon table in the front. We have zero rattle. So I think that's something that we're very, very proud of, because that would drive Tyler crazy, and then that would drive me crazy. So we do have a pop top, and most people, I think, sleep up there. However, for me, I have muscular dystrophy, so I can't hop up there the easiest. So we utilize the bottom bunk. However, we do utilize it for extra storage. This is where we store the table while we're driving. There's also some things tucked back there. So I think we make it work. So this is the stock cabinet that comes with the van, this door right here with the mirror inside. However, there was a curtain going across, not curtain, a curtain rod going across to hang your clothes from. We took it out because it was not usable. Curtain hangers couldn't actually go on it, and I have way too many clothes for a 5-hanger curtain rod. So we used these little cubbies, and now I can fit as many clothes as I want in there within reason. So up top we have our diesel heater controller, which goes to the diesel heater down below. And the speakers are stock with the body. And this is where Tyler keeps his clothing at. So in some vans, sometimes they come with air conditioning. Ours, now you know, they don't have air conditioning. So instead of air conditioning, Tyler has his clothes up here. And we use the same cubbies for our clothes as well. The size of the bed's debatable. However, we do love it, and we can both sleep quite comfortably. We're used to wiggling around. So we make it work. It's pretty small though. Our first initial plan that we told our parents was we were going to be in the van for a year or so, kind of see where we want to live, maybe check out some small towns, which we did all of that. The issue is we liked it too much. We liked seeing everything. We liked being outside. And honestly, I've never been more active. And I love this experience. I love seeing everything and meeting new people, and the culture around living in a van. I mean, for the older generations, it's like a stigma, but for young people, I feel like it's like invigorating. Like I just feel so alive. So when we came to Baja and going up the P&W, that was supposed to be our last really big trip before we kind of settled in. But traveling down the coast of Baja and kind of seeing everything and seeing the culture and the way different people lived, it kind of made us realize that we should do this for a lot longer than what we thought. So literally
Yeah, I think we've been trying to find something that's more accessible, and I think we've landed on probably building out an ambulance over the next year or so. Yeah. And so we'll be getting rid of this to hopefully a young couple as well at some point, and moving into something that's just a little more roomy and accessible. So.
More space, I can stand up in it while we're parked, you know, the basic necessities.
All right, so here we are at the back of the van. We've got our Yakima bike racks with our 2 electric bikes. We use them whenever we're kind of set up for a while to go into town, grab whatever we need. Also just ride around on trails. It's a lot of fun. We really like them. We'll charge them up at cafes or just in the van if we've got enough solar. Moving into here, we've got all of our tools. This is a Venture Libre Bravo Classico. Got it for Christmas. And it holds all of my tools. Before this, I had like a tool roll that you'd have to pull out of this cabinet back here. And it was a whole ordeal, you know, getting out all your tools whenever something goes wrong, as they do all the time in a Westie. Yeah, so I got like a full socket set in here. I've got a bunch of wrenches, all the little things you need. Everything that doesn't fit here fits up here. It's a big mess of more tools. We do have what's called a Vangaroo. It's actually for our dirty laundry. So it zips up here. We can access it whenever we're in bed. It just holds a bunch of laundry. It'll literally hold almost 2 weeks worth of dirty laundry. So we love it. Got some privacy curtains. This is the back of the bed, as you've seen from the fold down bench area. On the left, we've got some more cabinetry. We've got all of our jackets right here. And then kind of oil spray stuff, like brake clean, parts cleaner, a jack, air compressor, spare gasoline tank, everything we need there. And then a bunch of projects that we still need to work on, such as additional wiring for various switches that we have installed but are not functional yet. So we do have a Yakima rack system on which we've mounted our 200-watt Renogy solar panel. We have that just on some rubber high lift jack holders. It works really well. You can actually remove the solar panel in about 30 seconds. It's really nice. Then you can tilt it up to catch some more sun if you need it. We do also have our Yakima rocket box. We love that thing. It's got 2 very large heavy duty camping chairs, which is nice for staying around a fire. We also installed a max air fan. The original Westie comes with just a vent that you can pop open and close just without a fan. So we took that out, cut a giant hole or bigger hole in our fiberglass, applied a bunch of lap seal, and now we have a mostly waterproof max air fan on the roof. And that really cuts down on the heat in the summer. We could not do anything above 75, 80 degrees a couple of years ago, but then once we installed that, some of us can stand 90-degree heat with that. So Cora's mom made us an entirely new set of blackout curtains. The original curtains for the Westie are not blackout. They let in quite a lot of light. So if you're trying to sleep in the morning or you're a late riser, it's not for you. But her mom's a good sewer. We found some schematics online from on the Samba, and she was able to make a complete replica of all of the curtains. So the solar panel's hooked up to an MPPT charge controller and is charging a DIY 280 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. So the cells are just from AliExpress, and then an Overkill Solar BMS manages them and keeps the charge at the correct state. We've also got a DC-DC converter from Victron, and that we're mostly happy with, and we'll charge up the batteries when we're driving around town. And that's our Westie.
So if you want to see more of Lola and Tyler and I, we're not the best at socials, but feel free to hit us up on the Instagram at Lola_wanders and on TikTok at Cora Wanders.
Thank you, Tiny Home Tours, for checking out our van. We'll see you on the road.